using dimensional analysis. So, whichever is more convenient to you, nasa sa inyo yun kung ano doon sa dalawang methods ang gagamitin nyo. Okay? First, I'm going to present to you first the formulas, tsaka yung steps. So, what do we mean by stoichiometry? Sorry class, I cannot tone. Hindi ko masyadong malakasan yung voice ko ha. When you say stoichiometry, it is derived from the Greek words stoichion, meaning element, and metron, meaning to measure. It is the branch of chemistry that deals with the quantitative relationship between the elements in the formation of compounds and between the elements and compounds involved in chemical reaction. This determines how much. This answers the question how much. So, stoichiometry is the quantitative relationship between reactants and products in a chemical reaction as expressed by the balanced chemical equation. So, the answer actually, or the quantity of the amount of reactants and products are dependent on your balanced chemical equation. If you got a wrong balanced equation, if you got your equation, wait lang class. Okay, so you should know how to balance equation first before you can proceed with stoichiometric calculations. Don't worry class, during your exams, the equations are already balanced. We did it because we know that you might be running out of time if you will be the one to balance the equations. It will take maybe you will be taking about 10 minutes for each problem. But of course, balancing equations are included sa exam. Separately ha. Pag stoichiometry, nakabalance na yung equation. All you need to do is to determine the amount of reactants or products. Depende kung ano yung tinatanong sa problem. Okay, I will no longer present to you this one. This is an example wherein 10 grams of glucose react in a combustion reaction. How many grams of each product are produced? So if you are given 10 grams and then you are asked how much carbon dioxide or water are produced, you have to determine first the number of moles of glucose. Then you will be able to answer the problem by converting for carbon dioxide and water, convert the amount I mean, the moles that you have solved into grams. Kasi ang tinatanong dito is how many grams. Okay, for this case, start with 10 grams of glucose. We calculate the number of moles. Use the coefficients from the equation to find the moles of water and carbon dioxide and then turn the moles to grams. So, of course, the presentation of the solution here is somewhat magulo, ano? So I'm going to give you some rules to follow in order to do stoichiometric calculations. Leave ko na ito ha, kasi the rules that I formulated or the rules that I devised, i-apply natin sa mga equations that are simpler than this. So here are the rules in stoichiometry. Write the chemical equation and check or see if it is correct in all details. Strike out the diagonal lines. Strike out with diagonal lines the elements or compounds which are not needed in the calculation. Then place the given and required above the symbol or the formula. Then formulate a direct proportion composed of two fractions. Okay, to apply these rules, let us have an example. First, we will be dealing with mass problem. When you say mass problem class, the mass is given in the reactant and the mass is being asked for in the products or vice versa. Pwedeng nandito yung given, nandun sa product yung required, or nasa product yung given, nasa reactants naman yung required. Okay? So the problem goes this way. How many grams of aluminum chloride are produced when 18 grams of aluminum reacted with an excess of hydrochloric acid? So when you say excess, this is the reactant that is what you call in excess. Meaning, ubos na si aluminum, mayroon pang naiwang HCl. So in this case, your limiting reactant is aluminum. You will know what is limiting reactant later. Okay? So, rule number 1, write the chemical equation and check or see if it is correct in all details. So let us check if it is balanced already. 2 aluminum in your reactant, 2 aluminum sa product. 6 hydrogen sa reactant, 6 hydrogen sa product. Then you have 6 chlorine also in your product. So balance. Step number 2. Strike out with diagonal lines the elements or compounds which are not needed in the calculation. But instead of striking out with diagonal line, I just highlighted it. No? In-highlight ko lang siya. Meaning they are not relevant to the calculation. So we will just play around aluminum and aluminum chloride. Okay? Next step. Place the given unrequired above the symbol or the formula. Okay. So we have here 18 grams of aluminum. Lalagay nyo sa taas. And then let X be the amount of aluminum chloride that will be produced. So sa taas din ng formula. Next. Place the equation weight or equation volume below the formula. Ano naman yung equation weight? Equation weight is actually coefficient times molecular weight. Molecular weight can also be called molecular mass. Okay? Pareho lang sila. Molecular weight or molecular mass are the same. So, coefficient of aluminum is 2 times the atomic mass of aluminum. Pag formula or compound, gagamit kayo ng molar mass or molecular weight. So the same thing that you will do with the aluminum chloride, the coefficient is 2 times the molecular mass of aluminum chloride. 3 chlorine times 35.45, the atomic mass of chlorine, plus 26.98, the atomic mass of aluminum. Next, formulate a direct proportion composed of two fractions. So ito na yung ratio natin. We have here a fraction on the left side, fraction on the right side. So 18 over 18 is to the equation weight as X is to the equation weight of aluminum chloride. Then cross multiply. Cross multiply. Marunong naman kayo mag-cross multiply, di ba? Tama ba ako? Marunong kayo?
Yes po.
Yes po.
Okay. So by cross multiplying, you have 18 times 2 times 133.36 divided by 2 divided by 26.98. Actually, 2 and 2 will cancel out here. So you will get 88.97 grams aluminum chloride. Kasi to work nyo later, you should identify the unit and the compound or the element that you are determining. So 88.97 grams, tugtungan nyo ng aluminum chloride. Pag hydrogen yung hinahanap nyo, 88.97 grams H2. Okay? Dapat kumpleto yung units nyo. Now, I have a formula in here for mass. I formulated kasi nga mas mabilis, magsa-substitute na lang kayo. Okay, here is the formula for mass problem. Mass A over coefficient A over molecular weight A or molecular mass A or mass B over coefficient B over molecular weight B or molecular mass B. Now, it can be that A is your given, nasa reactant, and B is the unknown, nasa product. It can be vice versa. Yung B ang given, yung A naman ang required. So just do the necessary calculation, cross multiply, then simplify. Mas to you can have these formulas during the exam. Pwede yung isulat sa index card. Next, mass volume problem. Okay, mass volume naman tayo. At STP, ano ulit ang STP? Can you remember what STP is? Class, ano na yung STP? Mr. Santos? Mr. Santos. Andyan na ba si Mr. Sebastian? Mr. Doringo, anong STP?
Ma'am, Ma'am, ano po ba yun? Standard temperature and pressure?
Yeah, standard temperature and pressure. Okay, so always remember that at standard temperature and pressure, we have to use the MGV. Ano na yung value ng MGV? At STP, what is the value of MGV or what you call the molar gas volume? What is the value? What is the value? Ginamit natin yan when we were determining the molecular formula of compounds. Constant. Hello?
22 po ba, ma'am?
22 what?
0.4 liters po.
Okay, 22.4 liters. Gagamitin natin yan dito. Okay? The MGV of any gas at STP is 22.4 liters. Okay. So the problem states that at STP, 1 mole of any gas occupies 22.4 liters. Now the question is, what volume of hydrogen at STP can be obtained from 6 grams of zinc using dilute hydrochloric acid? So when you say dilute, it is somewhat added with water. Hindi siya concentrated. Okay? So check the equation if it is balanced already. We have 1 mole of zinc added with 2 moles of HCl will give you 1 mole of zinc chloride plus hydrogen gas, 1 mole. Okay. Now, the same thing, we have to follow the rules, but this time, we will be considering mass and volume. Mass for the given, kasi 6.5 grams, and volume is being asked for hydrogen gas. Now, slash off the slash off the compounds that are not needed. So HCl and zinc chloride are not needed in the calculation. You will just play around zinc and hydrogen gas. Okay. So si kay zinc, equation weight. Kay hydrogen, equation volume. Yun yung nasa rule natin. Ayan, oh. Rule number 4. Equation weight or equation volume below the formula. But in here, for mass, we will be dealing with the mass of aluminum and the atomic mass of aluminum. For hydrogen gas, it will be, zinc, 6.5 grams of zinc. Ito ay purely mass. Dito naman sa kabila, sa hydrogen gas, you will be dealing with volume and you will be using mgv instead of molar mass. So, 6.5. Yes, Mr. Herrera.
Ma'am, saan po galing yung 65.38 po pala?
That is the atomic mass of zinc.
Okay po, thank you po.
Pag element, pag free element, atomic mass. Pag compound, molecular mass. Ang ilalagay nyo, ha? Pero pag volume ang tinatanong, especially gases, you will be using mgv. Pero kukunin nyo pa rin yung coefficient. Coefficient of hydrogen is 1. Okay? Then cross-multiply, 2.23 liters of hydrogen was produced. Clear? Yes? Mr. Marquez?
Ma'am, yung 1, 2, 2 po. Saan po nakuha yan, ma'am?
Yung?
1, 2, 2 po.
Magkasama ba yung 1, 2, 2, 4?
Ay, ano po ba yung, ma'am, yung niya, 1, 2, 2, 4? Ay, 1, 2, 2.4.
Di ba sabi ko, equation volume, coefficient times mgv, ayan o. Instead of molecular mass, mgv ang gagamitin nyo when you are dealing with volume.
Okay po, ma'am. Thank you po.
Okay, so you will get 2.23 liters of hydrogen. Okay, may formula ulit yan. Okay, for mass volume relationship, mass A over coefficient A over molecular weight or molecular mass A or molar mass A. Volume B, parang yung sinolve natin sa hydrogen, over coefficient B, which is 1 over 22.4 liters.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you po.
Okay? So, may ano na tayo, formula 2. Next. Ano yan, may sunog? Next, we have volume-volume relationship. This actually is for gases, both gases, reactants are gases, and products are gases, pwede rin naman express natin yung yung amount of gas in terms of mass. Pwede rin. Limbawa, eto hinahanap um, how many liters of oxygen are needed? Pwede namang applicable din ang mass dito. How many grams of oxygen are needed? Pwede rin. Pero you cannot apply volume to solid reactants or products. Hindi pwede. Ha? So gases, pwedeng volume, pwedeng mass. How many liters of oxygen are needed to burn completely 50 milliliters of methane? So ito yung balanced equation natin. Both gases. But this time, the given and the required are found in your reactants. Nasa reactants lang yung given at saka required. So you can play around with both reactants. So the same thing that you will do, lagay sa taas yung given and unknown. Instead of mass, gagamit kayo dito ng MGV. Okay? But take note, MGV will just cancel out on both sides. What remain now is 2 times 50 na lang. That's why we have 100 milliliters or 0.1 liter of oxygen. Pag liter yung choices, dapat liter din yung ano nyo. Express your answer in liters. Dugtungan nyo nung element or yung compound na hinanap ninyo. Naintindihan?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay, may formula ulit ito. Ayan, volume. Volume A is to coefficient A times 22.4 liters equals volume B is to coefficient B times 22.4 liters. So pag nag-cancel out si 22.4 dito, your formula is more simpler. Volume A over coefficient A equals volume B over coefficient B na lang. Agree? Agree kayo dyan?
Okay po, ma'am. Yes po, ma'am.
Simplified.
Ayan.
Now, hindi ko na inilagay yung mole volume or mass mole or mole mass relationships dito. Kasi if the mole is given and you don't want to use the dimensional analysis or factor label method, pwede nyo i-convert yung mole sa mass and then proceed with the formula. Okay? Pati rin yung mole volume, ganun din. As you will see from our succeeding examples. Okay, so yung nauna, ginamitan natin ng formulas. Ngayon, gagamit naman tayo ng factor label method. Natatandaan niyo pa ba itong factor label method? Yung prelims,
Medyo po.
yung conversion of units. Actually, it is dimensional analysis also. Yes.
Ma'am, yan po ba yung magka-cancel ng ano po?
Units. Yeah, yun. Ito nga, gagawin natin.
Okay po, ma'am.
Pero sabi ko sa inyo, it's your option kung ano yung gusto nyong gamitin. Kung nadadalian kayo sa method na to, itong gamitin nyo. Pero kung nadadalian kayo sa formula, yun gamitin nyo. But most of my students prefer the formula. Nasa sa inyo din kung saan kayo nasanay nung high school. I know you had this during your chemistry in high school. Tama ba ako? Did you encounter stoichiometry?
No po yata, ma'am.
No?
Wala po, ma'am.
Wala. Determining the amount of reactants and products, hindi yun na-take up. Hanggang ano lang kayo, balancing. Tama ba?
Yes po.
Okay. Mole-mole relationship. I-compare natin ito pag ginamitan natin ng formula. You will get the same. Ammonia gas can be formed by the reaction of nitrogen gas and hydrogen gas. So N2 plus 3H2 will give you 2 moles of ammonia. How many moles of hydrogen are required to produce 5 moles of ammonia? So just like our dimensional analysis, in converting units, start with the given. Okay? Dapat ito ay um, 7.5 mole H2. Okay. We start with 5 moles of ammonia. Yan yung given. Tapos, you relate it with the coefficient sa equation. Para ma-eliminate si mole ammonia, dapat meron kang mole ammonia sa denominator. So, kukunin mo siya dito. 3 mole H2 is to 2 moles of ammonia. So, you will get 7.5 moles of hydrogen gas. Some mole-mole relationship, as long as you know which are to be cancelled out, makukuha nyo kaagad, mabilis yung sagot. Now, i-apply natin ito sa sa formula. Tingnan natin na kung na-save ko siya. Wait lang. Hindi na-save. Hanapin ko lang ha. Wala. Anyway, dito ko na lang siya ano yun. Okay. So we're going to compare making use of the formula. Okay. Tatag. Two nitrogen, 6, so 3. Okay. Ano na yung given natin, class? Ilang moles ng ammonia ang na-produce? 5 moles ba yon? Hello? Kanina?
Yes po, ma'am.
Ha? 5. 5 moles, di ba?
Opo, ma'am.
I-convert natin ito sa sa mass. Anong gagamitin nyo pag nag-convert sa mass? Given ang mole? What are you going to use to find the mass? Ha? Mr. Estomo?
Ano po? Number of moles times molar mass.
Okay. M equals N times MM. So, 5 times the atomic mass, molecular mass of ammonia. Gagamit lang ako ng 1 dito ha, para simple lang yung calculation natin. But during your quiz and also during the exam, gagamit kayo up to 2 decimal places. Halimbawa, hydrogen, 1.01. Ang ginamit kasi natin sa example sa PPT is 1. So, we will just use the same. 14 plus 3 is 17 grams. So, hahanapin natin yung grams ng hydrogen. Mass ng hydrogen. Okay? Making use of the formula, mass X is to three times. Gamit din ako dito ng Yes?
Ma'am, saan galing po yung 17 grams po?
We solve for the mass. M equals to N times MM.
Nag-ano lang po, convert lang po.
It's not really convert. Express na
Okay.
moles in mass. But lagi yung tatandaan itong formula na to. Okay? Always remember this formula. N equals M mass over molecular mass or molar mass or formula mass. So that M equals N times MM. Ayan. Like for example, how many grams are present in 2 moles of sulfuric acid? Kunin nyo yung molecular mass ng sulfuric acid. Multiply it by the number of mole. Now, it might happen that the formula is not given. Sa exam ninyo, nakalagay doon sulfuric acid. Dapat alam nyo yung formula ng sulfuric acid. Ano ang formula ng sulfuric acid? Mr. Coronel. Mr. Coronel.
Ma'am?
Anong formula ng sulfuric acid? Ha? Ala, paano pag-exam? We don't know the formula. How do we name formulas pag mayroong sulfate ion? Ano yung suffix? O, pag-aralan nyo yan sa naming and writing. O, Mr. Coronel.
From H2SO4 po ata.
Okay, H2SO4.
Opo, ma'am. SO4 po.
Basta may sulfate ion, SO4, sulfate, ic, sulfuric. Pag less oxygen, SO3, sulfite, sulfurous acid. Okay. 3 times, okay. Dito, if we use 1, instead of 1.01, sige, we will use 1. Coefficient niya is 3. Pulse. Type. Ilang grams kanina? 17, di ba?
17 po.
Over coefficient is 2 times ay, wait lang. Saan na yun kanina nawala? 5 times 17. Yung grams natin dito mali. Saglit lang. Wala pa tayong grams dito. 5 times 17. 5 times 17 class, that is the mass. 5 moles times 17. Please calculate para
85
mabilis.
po.
5. Okay. Then, this is 85 over 2 times 17. Okay, kung compute, cross multiply.
Two 55 over 34 po. 255 over 34 po.
And then divide. Ilan? Ilang grams ang hydrogen? Ilang grams si hydrogen?
Nag-renaissance po ata si Estomo po tsaka si Vilipando po.
Ano na?
Nag-renaissance po si Estomo po tsaka si Vilipando po.
Mr. Stomo.
Ano po? Ilang decimal places po ba, ma'am?
2.
Ano po? 3.04.
3.0? 2 pala ito class, hindi 1. Kasi dalawa yung hydrogen. Ito dalawa. H2. So, yung mass niya, yung atomic mass niya, 2 rin. So, ilan? Mr. Villapando.
Ma'am, 15 po, ma'am.
In grams of H2. Now, get now the number of mole of H2 kasi ang hinahanap is mole of H2, di ba? Paano mo kukunin yung mole ng H2? Make use of N equals M over MM. Okay? Small letter N or mole H2 equals mass over molecular mass 15. Yes, Mr. Pineda.
Ma'am, kuhain ko lang po yung laptop sa SM po kasi po yung nag-lobster po ako, doon po nag-black screen. Wait lang po, ma'am. Pero di po ako alis, ma'am.
Well, it's up to you.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Okay. Pareho lang siya, di ba? Pareho lang.
Nakikinig ako. Pero bakit hindi ko maintindihan?
Yes po, ma'am.
Pero mas mahaba yung computation nito. Kung nalilito kayo kung ano yung magka-cancel out by dimensional analysis, gamit kayo ng mas formula. Clear ba? Naintindihan niyo? Pwede nyo i-screenshot to bago ko tanggalin. Okay ba?
Yes po, ma'am.
Next, lipat tayo ulit doon sa PPT. Okay. Next relationship is mole mass relationship. Mole mass or mass mole relationship. Meaning, given yung mole, required yung mass. Or given yung mass, required yung mole. So how many grams of MgO can be produced from 10 moles of O2? By dimensional analysis, this is your solution. Start with the given.
Ma'am, hindi po ata naka-present po yung PPT.
Ay, hindi ba? Sorry.
Yes.
Nakanapatungan. Ayan. Mole mass or mass mole. So start with the given. Meron ka ng balanced equation. Start with the given which is 10 moles of O2. So 10 moles of O2, paano mo mai-eliminate yung mole O2? You refer to your equation. There are 2 moles MgO per 1 mole of O2. Next, how are you going to eliminate mole MgO? Get the molecular mass or molar mass of the compound or formula mass. So, 16 plus, kasi dito hindi sinama yung yung 0.3. Supposedly, ang magnesium is 24.3, di ba? Plus 16 for oxygen. Dapat 40.3 dito. But it was rounded off. Pero pag actual na sa exam nyo at saka sa quiz, lagay nyo up to 2 decimal places, ha? Okay? Hello? Do not just round off. Kunin nyo yung 2 decimal places. Is that understood?
Understood po, ma'am.
Okay. So, 800 grams. Ngayon, try to make use of the formula. Gawin nating mas-mas. Okay? Yung mole, i-convert natin sa mass. Okay. Dito ko nagagawin para hindi na tayo lilipat sa fun. So, ano yung given? 10 moles. So, ano yung 10 moles? Mass O2 equals N times 32. Tama? 32 kasi yung oxygen mo, dalawa. 16 times 2 is 32. So you have 320 grams of O2. Then, apply now mass. Yes.
Ma'am, yung times po sa 10, yung 32, di ba ayun po yung mass po ng element po?
Yes, 16 ang isang oxygen. Dalawa. Times 2. Kaya naging 32.
So, bali, ano po ito, ma'am? Ay, okay, ma'am. Thank you po.
O kasi diatomic ang oxygen, di ba? Diatomic elements can never react as monoatomic. Dapat dalawa palagi, oxygen, hydrogen, the halogens, iodine, chlorine, bromine, fluorine. Okay? So, i-multiply nyo 2 by 2 para madoble yung atomic mass. Okay. So, i-apply nyo na ngayon si mass. So, 320 grams over how many oxygen? Isa lang. Coefficient niya 1. Then, atomic mass niya times 232. Then, equals mass of MgO. Yun ang hinahanap. X over 2. Coefficient of MgO times 40 molar mass of MgO. Okay? What is X? 320 times 80 divided by 32.
240, ma'am.
Huh? Again? $320 times 80 divided by 32.
$800 po, ma'am.
800. Ngayon, anong mas madaling gamitin?
Formula po, ma'am.
Okay, formula. Yung iba, preferred nila dimensional analysis. So, okay. Kung ano yung gusto nyo gamitin. Ha? Yes.
Ma'am, pero okay lang po ba kung sa formula po gamitin, pwede bigay pa po, more example po, tapos magkakaiba po ng situation po.
Oh, meron pa. Meron pa. Next situation or relationship. Mass. Yung mass, you can also solve it using dimensional analysis. Given the balanced chemical equation, 2 moles of hydrogen plus 1 mole of oxygen gives 2 moles of water. Ulit lang class ha. Okay. So, 50 grams of hydrogen. Tama? And we are asked for the amount of water na mag-produce. Actually, you can solve it making use of dimensional analysis, dire-diretso lang. Pero dapat alam nyo kung ano yung ika-cancel out nyo. Okay. So, start with 50 grams H2. Paano mo aalisin yung gram H2 na unit? Get the atomic mass of hydrogen. 2 grams per 1 mole of H2. How do you eliminate mole H2? Get the relationship doon sa equation mo. 2 moles H2 over 2 moles of H2O over 2 moles of H2 times the molecular mass of water per 1 mole of H2O. You will get 450 grams. Okay, compare natin using mass. Okay, let X be the amount of water. So, unahin natin 50 grams of hydrogen. 50 grams of hydrogen over 2, coefficient of hydrogen, times atomic mass, 2 kasi 2 hydrogen, equals X over coefficient of water, 2. Then, times, yes,
Ma'am, yung sa atomic mass po nung sa first one po, bakit po siya pala naging 2?
saan?
Yung sa 2 ano po, 50 over 2 times 2 po. Di ba po
Ito?
ma'am, opo, atomic weight po di ba yung sa ano po?
Yeah, ito nga 2. Ang coefficient niya 2 sa hydrogen.
Okay po.
Hydrogen, di ba? Tapos si magnesium, si water, 2 rin. Ito times 18. Molecular mass of water. Sabihin nyo lang na atomic mass pag isang element. Pero pag compound siya, molar mass or molecular mass or formula mass. Solve for X. Nagka-cancel out yung 2 dito. Yung dalawa. So, 50 times 36 divided by 2.
900 grams
po.
Divided by 2 pa.
450 grams po.
Okay, 450 grams. Okay, ano mas madaling gamitin?
Yung formula.
Okay. Okay, naintindihan nyo? Naintindihan nyo, class? You can take a screenshot kasi buburahin ko na ito mamaya. Hindi ko isi-save sa PPT. Dito lang ako naggagawa ng calculations para hindi tayo palipat-lipat. Kung gusto yung kunan ng screenshot, it's okay. Hindi ito masisave kasi nasa baba. Okay? Next relationship, nakuhanan nyo na?
Yes po, ma'am.
Next, volume-volume relationship, making use of dimensional analysis. What volume of hydrogen gas will react with 25 liters of nitrogen gas to form ammonia gas at STP? Again, at STP, temperature is 273 Kelvin, and the pressure is 1 atmosphere, volume equals 22.4 liters. Ito yung equation. So, assume 1 mole of nitrogen plus 3 moles of hydrogen will give you 2 moles of water. So, i-convert mo ngayon yung mole as volume. 1 volume, 3 volumes, and 2 volumes. And convert it again with the corresponding unit, 1 liter, 3 liters, 2 liters. So we have now volume of hydrogen, start with the given 25 times 3 liters with respect to the equation, 3 liters over 1 liter equals 75 liters. Okay, gamit tayo ng volume-volume formula. 25 liters over nitrogen, coefficient 1, times 22.4 equals X times H2, kasi nandito pa yung unknown tsaka given nasa sa reactant. H2 is 3 times multiplied by P times 22.4 liters. Magka-cancel out lang din yung 22.4 liters. So, 25 times 3, 75. Okay. Naintindihan? Pag formula ang gagamitin nyo, volume. Both, madali lang, di ba? Both methods. Do you agree?
Sakto lang yun.
Yes po. Pero po yung naka-confusing po ma'am talaga is yung mole po talaga.
Yung kinonvert natin sa volume, yung mga mole.
Opo.
Mas convenient sa inyo yung formula. Kasi gumamit ka ng MGV. No?
Yes po ma'am.
Okay. Meron pa. Mole volume naman. Mole volume. Given yung mole, required volume. So calculate the volume of hydrogen gas produced at STP if 0.5 mole of sodium reacts with water. Again, STP, 22.4 liters. Any gas at STP, constant volume. So you have here the equation. Start with the given 0.5 mole sodium. How are you going to eliminate mole sodium? Kunin nyo sa equation. How are you going to eliminate mole hydrogen? Kunin nyo doon sa MGV, which is 22.4 liters per mole of hydrogen gas. It give you 5.6 liters. Kaya gamitin natin yung formula. Convert muna natin yung 0.5 mole to gram para maging mass volume. Okay. Kukunin natin yung mass ng sodium equals 0.5 times, what's the atomic mass of sodium?
22.90.
23 na lang. Pero sa sa actual exam nyo, hindi ka wag kayo mag-round, basta mag-round up. So this is 23 times 0.5. 11.5. Tama ba?
Yes po.
Grams. Proceed now to mass volume. So, sodium, okay, 11.5 over ilang sodium? 2
Dalawa po.
times 23. Okay. Uulit tayo doon sa pagkuha ng mass equals X over ilang hydrogen?
Dalawa po.
Isa lang.
Opo.
Ito times
Ma'am, hindi niyo po ba yun po? Yung subscript po. Ito po, yung sa tabi po ng hydrogen po.
ito.
Opo.
Hindi ko. Kasi volume ito eh. Calculate the volume. At saka hindi mo pwedeng gamitin yung subscript kasi formula siya. Pag yung mass, i-multiply mo sa 2. Pag atomic mass. Pero pag volume, hindi na. Wala namang atomic volume eh.
Okay po, ma'am. So, paano po? So,
Yung
malalaman po
coefficient.
kapag
Coefficient.
ito po yung tulad po sa NA po.
Kasi si NA, mass siya. Ginawa nating mass volume yung mole volume. Pag gagamit ka ng formula. Halimbawa, ayaw mong gamitin to, gusto mo formula, di gawin mo mass volume. Okay?
Copy, ma'am.
0.4 STP. Solve for X. Oh, ilan?
5.6 po.
Oh, pareho lang, di ba? Oh, anong mas magaling gamitin ulit?
Formula po talaga, ma'am.
Formula ka.
Ma'am.
Ha?
Yung formula po, ma'am.
Okay. Kayo na lang mag-ano dyan ha, mag-screenshot. Hindi ko isi-save kasi dito sa PowerPoint. Next. Okay na? Next. Mass volume naman. Mass volume. Okay, meron tayong formula sa mass volume. Diretso na yon. Okay? How many liters of sulfur dioxide gas at STP are formed when 25 grams of sulfur burns? By dimensional analysis again, start with the given. 20 grams sulfur. Paano mo ma-eliminate yung gram sulfur? Get the atomic mass of sulfur. 32 grams per 1 mole. Eliminate mole sulfur from the equation. 1 mole SO2 is to 1 mole of sulfur. Next, paano mo ma-eliminate si sulfur dioxide? Use MGV. 22.4 liters is to 1 mole. You get 17.5. Okay, let's make use of the formula. 25 grams sulfur over coefficient of sulfur, 1. Atomic mass of sulfur, 32. Is to X. Volume ng sulfur dioxide is to ilang sulfur dioxide? Isa. Times sulfur dioxide?
22.5.
Liters. Okay. Solve for X.
17.5 po.
Parehas lang. Okay, naintindihan nyo? Ha? Dali lang, di ba?
Yes po.
Now, dun sa exam nyo or sa quiz nyo on next week, you have to understand the problem carefully. Analyze carefully. Okay, next. No questions here? Yung iba, hindi nagtatanong. Pare-parehas dito ang nagtatanong. No question? Okay, I assume ha. Limiting reactants. The limiting reactant is the reactant present in the smallest stoichiometric amount, or what we call theoretical yield. No, I'm sorry. Theoretical yield is different from limiting reactant. The theoretical yield is the amount of product that can be made. Okay, in other words, it's the amount of product possible from stoichiometry. It is the perfect reaction. Halimbawa, dito sa reaction na to, yung theoretical na sinusolve natin, we based it on the equation. Panay theoretical itong solution natin. Yung actual yield is actually the one that will be actually produced from an experiment. Pag in-experiment mo, kung ano yung na-yield mo, that is the actual. Actually, you cannot get a perfect actual yield kasi it depends upon the conditions, how you perform the analysis in the laboratory. It can be that you did not weigh the correct amount of reagents. Okay? You did not, during the performance of the experiment, medyo naging lax ka, yung actual mo, very, very far from the theoretical. Okay? This is different from the actual yield, the amount when one actually produces and measures. Quantitative chemistry na ito. So, the percent yield naman is the comparison of the amount actually obtained to the amount it was possible to make. So percent yield is equal to actual yield over theoretical yield times 100. Dito, you will be able to determine the amount of reactant which is in excess. You will be able also to determine the amount of reagent that limits the reaction. Ibig sabihin, ubos na yung isang reactant mo, may sobra pang isa. So, ilan talaga yung magagamit mo for a reagent to stop the reaction. Mag-stop na siya pag ubos na yung isang reactant. Doon sa isang reactant may niiwan. So, i-determine nyo kung ano yon. So, we will have an example later. Let's take a break first. Lunch muna tayo, class.
Okay po, ma'am.
Okay? Regarding percent yield and limiting reactant. Before that, isa pang example pala sa comparison ng ng formula in dimensional analysis. Okay. Check muna ako attendance, ha? Mr. Borbor? Mr.
Present, ma'am.
Carrion pala, nandito kanina, no? Nalate ka, Mr. Carrion, ano?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay, si Estribor. Estribor? Absent? Peria?
Present po.
Hindi ka na late?
Hindi po.
Ay, Mr. Peria. Lab ito, ano? Mag-attend ka sa laboratory? Mr. Peria? Mr. Peria? Mr. Peria? Okay lang naman na mag-attend ka sa lab kasi nagli-lecture kami. Yes, Mr. Sale.
Ma'am, yung lab ko po, naglolo ko. Nakadalawang attempt na po, pero hindi po 100 progress.
Pero may score.
Opo.
Ilan yung score? Ilan yung score?
60 po. Up to 120 po. Over 120.
Yung isa? Yung isang?
Hindi ko pa po na kasi baka po maglag din po.
Eh kung mag-lag, di pwede ka pang mag-ulit. Kasi kung
isa pa lang po yung nagagawa ko, ma'am. Yung chemical.
Hindi gumawa ka pa ng isa. Dapat matapos na yun lahat bago mag-midterm exam. Magmi-midterm exam pa kayo sa laboratory. Yes, Mr. Oxenia.
Ma'am, sa akin po ma'am, 2 beses din po nagloko yung up to 120 po. Kulay violet po lahat ng sa screen po ma'am.
Okay, ask help from your classmates na nakatapos na.
Hindi po ma'am, naka 2 attempts na rin po ako eh.
2 attempts na tigwa 100.
Pa?
2 attempts, 100% progress. O wala.
Wala po ma'am, kasi po kulay violet po talaga. Wala po akong makita.
Kaya nga, ibig kong sabihin, if that happens really at hindi makapag-progress, ask help from your classmate. Pwede,
Paano ma'am?
pwede
Paano?
i-shift. Ha?
Paano po ma'am pag pag di na po pwede mag-attempt kasi po naka 2 attempts na po.
Kukunin ko yon.
Okay po ma'am.
Makikita ko naman yung last attempt mo na ungraded. Yun ang
Okay.
kukunin.
Okay po. Thank you po ma'am.
Okay. Si Feria kanina, nandito ba? Feria? Feria? Parang nag-present siya kanina. Yes, Mr.
Ma'am, katulad dun sa aming case, nag-black screen din po. Nasira yung laptop. Bali, kinuha ko na lang po. Tutuloy ko na lang po, ma'am.
Nasira yung laptop dahil dun sa
Opo, ma'am.
simulation?
Opo, ma'am. Nag-black screen. Di na kinaya, ma'am. Biglang nag-lag. Pinayos naman namin, ma'am. Pero okay na din, ma'am. Nakuha ko naman.
Anong sabi nung nag-ayos? Ano daw yung nangyari?
Ma'am, bali, ma'am, dun na sa tabi-tabi, ma'am. Ay, dun sa SM, ma'am, bali, ang sabi daw kasi, hindi, yung memory po, hindi na kinaya po. Tsaka yung yung sa screen po. Yung marami nagpa-process po, yung processor. Ngayon, ma'am, yung problema. Pero, ma'am, okay na, ma'am. Nakakuha ko na naman, ma'am. Nagawa na, ma'am.
Actually, yung simulation na yan, marami ang nagka-problem. Even in the other sections. That's why I told them to ask favor from your classmates na nakatapos na pakigamit yung device nila. Okay? Now, if however, at hindi, tingnan na muna natin kung paano magiging sitwasyon. Kasi marami namang nakatapos eh. Okay? Maraming nakatapos, nakapag 100% progress. Okay? Like sa section 1, sa civil, most of them, tapos na lahat. Okay? So, kung ganun pa rin yung problem, that's just like I have told you, humingi kayo ng favor sa kaklase nyo. Kung sino na yung nakatapos. Okay? Parang si Mr. Stomo, tapos na. Mr. Herrera, tapos na rin. Mr. Sino pa ba yung nasa record ko? Yung iba kasi hindi ko pa na-record. So, ask from them. Okay? So, Mr. Feria, wala kasi lecture lang siya. Jose? Jose? Absent. Marquez?
Present, ma'am. Late po, ma'am. Sorry po.
And Montemayor? Montemayor? Absent? Sebastian? Sebastian? Wala si Sebastian. Wong? Wong. Sayang, napaka-importante pa naman tong discussion na to. Is Mr. Sebastian absent? Montemayor, absent. Jose, nandito ka, no? Late ka?
Yes po, ma'am. Mga 11 na po ako naka-join.
Okay, let's proceed with bago yung limiting reactant. Another example comparing dimensional analysis and formula, use of formulas. In the atmosphere, nitrogen dioxide reacts with water to produce nitric oxide and nitric acid. Actually, we have solved this in my previous class. I did not just remove it para mabilis yung discussion. That contributes to pollution and acid rain. So this is the equation. 3 moles of nitrogen dioxide plus 1 mole of water will give you 2 moles of nitric acid plus 1 mole of nitric oxide. How many grams of HNO3 are produced for every 2 moles of nitrogen dioxide that reacts? What relationship is this? Letter A. Mr. Herrera.
Mass mole po.
Mass mole, okay? So, you are going to solve this starting with the given 2 moles NO2. Yan. Kunin natin to ha. Tapos, relate it with your equation para ma-eliminate si moles NO2. Tama. Then you will arrive at this answer. 63.01 is the molecular mass of nitric acid. Okay, now by the formula, i-convert nyo muna yung 2 moles of NO2 into mass. Or not really convert. You have to determine the mass from given 2 moles of NO2. The term convert is not appropriate term for this. You have to determine the mass given the moles of NO2. So, M now is N, 2 moles times molecular mass of NO2. You have 32 plus 14, 46. Mr. Kanina paki-off mo yung mic mo.
Hello.
Mr. Katunina, turn off your mic. Sabihan nyo nga si Mr. Katunina. Hindi yata naririnig.
Sean, mic mo, Sean.
Sean, mic mo.
Okay. Now, using the formula, we are going to use now the mass of nitrogen dioxide. Ito. Over 3. From the reaction, you need 3 moles of NO2. So, times coefficient of nitrogen dioxide is 3 times the molecular mass equals X. Okay? X is your unknown, the mass of nitric acid that has been produced, divided by its coefficient and molar mass. So you get the same. Okay? The same value. Yes, Mr. Herrera?
Ma'am, yung sa ano po, yung sa atomic mass po ng nitrogen dioxide po, pinag-add lang
Oxygen
po yung...
saka nitrogen. Ganon din dito sa compound. Ay, HNO3.
Okay po, thank you po.
Ganon din ang gagawin.
Okay
Basta
po,
pag
thank you po,
molar
ma'am.
mass, I-add nyo yung individual elements times the coefficient, the subscript. Okay? Next question. How many liters of NO2 are needed from 23 liters of nitric oxide at STP? Anong relationship to? Bakit iisang nagre-recite? How about the others? Mr. Coronel?
Mas volume po ba?
Mas volume ba? Letter B?
Ay, mas and molar mass po.
Ano mas and molar mass? Ano yun? Basahin mo kasi yung question. Miss Magnaye.
Volume.
Okay, volume. Volume siya. Okay, saglit lang class ha. Volume. Tignan nyo yung given, no? 23 liters of NO. Ano yung hinahanap? How many liters of NO2? Okay. So, dimensional analysis, you have to base on the balanced equation again. So, start with the given, which is 23 liters. So, you will get 69 liters of NO2. Now, by formula of volume, mass of NO over coefficient 1 times mgv, x is to 3 also, times mgv, you get the same. 69 liters then. Okay? Next question. Letter C. How many moles of water are required to react completely with 8 liters of nitrogen dioxide? So, anong relationship to? O, bumawi si Mr. Coronel. Mas volume ba? Tingnan mo maigi.
Letter C po, di ba ma'am?
Yes.
Ano po, mole volume.
Okay, mole volume siya. Yes. Ano po sila nag-raise ng hands?
Pindot lang po.
Okay, so how many moles of water are required? So if you want, okay, sige, sa ano muna? Dimensional analysis. 8 liters of nitrogen dioxide. Tapos you get the relationship here. 22.4 liters is to 1 mole NO2. Tapos sa equation, there is 1 mole of water per 3 moles of NO2. You get 0.119 mole of water. Now, by mass formula, you have to determine first, wait, ano na ba yung sinabi ko kanina? Wait lang. Moles of water ang hinahanap. Okay? So, you can use mass volume or volume mass. Hanapin nyo muna yung mass ng water, then determine it by its number of moles. So, gagamit ka muna ng mass. X is to 18 for water. Then, 8 liters is to 3 times 22.4. 8 liters yung tawag dito, yung given na NO2. So, you will get X is equal to 2.145 gram water, and then determine the number of mole by making use of this formula. You will get 0.119. Naintindihan? Now, let's proceed with limiting reactant. Sa number 2, pwede yung pag-practicean ito na i-solve number 2. Okay. For limiting reactant, the combustion of methane is represented by the equation CH4 plus 2O2 giving you CO2 plus 2 moles of water. If 25 grams of CH4 is reacted with 25 grams of oxygen, which is the limiting reactant and excess reagent, calculate the number of grams of CO2 that could be produced and calculate the number of grams of the excess reagent that will remain. If 12.5 grams of CO2 is actually obtained, calculate the percentage yield. Okay? So what you're going to do is determine, sa letter A, determine the limiting reactant, di ba? Ano yung unang mauubos para mag-stop yung reaction. So, determine the number of moles of CO2 kung gagamit ka ng methane as the limiting reactant. And determine also the moles of CO2 kung gagamit ka ng oxygen as the limiting reactant. So, start with dimensional analysis. Basing on your equation, you will get 1.56 mole of CO2. Ngayon, pag oxygen naman, you will get 0.39 mole of CO2. Therefore, the limiting reactant is oxygen gas. Kasi, tignan nyo ha, yung 25 grams na O2, nakapag-produce lang ng 0.39 mole. Meaning to say, ubos na siya, eto na yung product mo, may naiwan pang methane gas. Understood, class?
Ma'am, bali po kung ano po yung mababa, ayun po yung limiting.
Oh, yun yung limiting kasi hanggang doon lang ang kaya niya. Ubos na siya eh. Paano pa mag-progress ang reaction kung ubos na siya? So, you need more oxygen para makapag-produce ng 1.56 mole of CO2. Okay? Now, the second question is, calculate the number of grams of carbon dioxide that could be produced. Okay, so ang basis mo dito, yung 0.39. Ito na yung basis mo na na-produce. By making use of the formula again, N is equal to M over MM. And that is 0.39 times the molecular mass of carbon dioxide. We get 17.16 grams CO2. Ito na yung theoretical yield based on the reaction from our balanced equation. Okay, the next question is, how much? Calculate the number of grams of the excess reagent that will remain. Ilang methane gas ang naiwan? Okay. So again, by dimensional analysis, starting with the oxygen gas, you will get 6.25 grams CH4. You can also make use of the mass formula again. So 25 sa oxygen over coefficient of oxygen times the atomic mass of oxygen is to X, okay? Is to X over coefficient of methane gas times the molecular mass of methane gas. Yes.
Ma'am, parang hindi pa po ata tayo nakakatapos po dun sa mga limiting reactants po kanina.
Dinefine lang natin. Yun na yun.
Okay po.
Dinefine lang natin kung anong limiting reactant, kung ano yung theoretical yield, at saka kung ano yung formula. Ito na yung application niya. This is not the... Tapos na tayo sa PPT. Ubus na.
Okay po, ma'am. Thank you po.
Kaya kaya example na itong tinitake up natin. Pwede rin mo i-apply ang mass formula dito. You will get the same, 6.25 gram of CH4. So, ito yung nagamit na methane gas. Ang tanong, ilan yung naiwan? So, subtract 6.25 from 25. So, the amount of methane gas that was unused is 18.75 grams. May naiwan pang 18.75. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, in order to produce 17, yung theoretical natin, 17, saan na yun? In order to produce 17.16 grams CO2, ang kailangan mo lang na methane is 6.25 grams. Naintindihan niyo? 25 grams na O2 at saka 6.25 grams na methane gas to produce the percentage yield now. If it is asked, if 12.9 grams of CO2 is actually obtained, calculate the percentage yield. So, actual by experiment is 12.5 divided by the theoretical yield times 100, you have 72.84%. Okay? Question? Naintindihan niyo? Yes, Mr. Coronel.
Po ma'am, naintindihan po. Ma'am, si Sinsay po ma'am daw na walang po ng internet to disconnect. Babalik din daw po. Nagpapaload lang.
Sige. Pwede na bang mag-sit work?
Ma'am, bakit po minus yung 25 sa 6.2?
Kasi tinatanong sa problem kung ilan ang naiwan.
Okay po.
Ayan o. If calculate the number of grams of the excess reagent that will remain. Yung excess mo dito is methane gas. Ang ubos na yung oxygen. So yung excess, makukuha mo by subtracting it from 25. Ito yung actual na nagamit. Plus 25 grams of oxygen para makapag-produce ng 17.16 gram na CO2. Okay na?
Amang question din po. Paano po pala ulit po makukuha yung limiting reactant po? Or malalaman po?
Get the number of moles of products. Eto. Base mo sa dalawang reagent. Both 25, di ba? I-compare mo ngayon. Kung alin dito mas kukonti ang product, it is your limiting reactant.
So, bali kailangan niya po mag-dimensional analysis po.
Yes. Pwede rin naman pwedeng mas din. I-apply mo dito. Tapos yung mass, convert mo sa mole.
Okay po.
Kasi 25 grams, di ba? 25 grams. Tapos ang product mo CO2, yun ang hahanapin mo. So,
okay po.
Okay, so mass 25 over 1 times 16 equals X over yung coefficient ng carbon dioxide times 44. Ganon din. Applicable, mole or mass, pwede.
Thank you po.
Okay. Ito na yung sit work nyo. Try nyo nga. Madali lang to. Mass lang eh. Mass and mass volume. Tapos number 2, mass. May balance reaction na. Tingnan ko lang kung naintindihan nyo. Sige. Do your own work. Sige, ba't po?